Ever get that feeling, like trying to drink from a fire hose? When it comes to staying on top of, well, everything that seems to be changing so fast.
Right. It's a lot to keep up with.
It really is, but that's why we do this, right? To sift through all that noise, find the signal. And today we're really zeroing in on something that, well, it signals a real step forward, I think, in how we think about our digital lives.
I completely agree. Today's deep dive is focused on one thing: ArcBlock, winning the 2025 MyData Award for technology. And that might sound like just another award in the tech world, but it's a pretty big deal.
So ArcBlock wins this award. I think for anyone just joining us, let's make it clear, what does this actually mean?
It means ArcBlock is being recognized for doing something really important: building a digital world that's truly human-centric. It's about making technology work for individuals, giving you more control, more agency online. And that's something we should all care about, right?
For sure. And this recognition is coming from MyData Global, if I'm not mistaken.
You're absolutely right. MyData Global has really become the gold standard when it comes to advocating for ethical use of personal data. They've been running these awards since 2021, and what's interesting is they've expanded their scope. It used to be just about ethical use, but now they recognize achievements across a bunch of different categories: business, technology, governance, even thought leadership. So winning a MyData Award in any category is a pretty big deal.
So we're talking about a pretty broad field then. I imagine they must get some serious competition for these awards.
Oh, absolutely. The volume of nominations is huge, and the quality of the work they're seeing is incredibly high. It made the judging process very, very competitive, with a lot of dedicated people putting in the time to evaluate all those submissions. So winning this award, it really means something. It speaks to the impact of the work being recognized.
And the 2024-2025 cycle, well, it's all wrapped up, and ArcBlock is officially a winner.
Yeah, that's right. The winners for this cycle, they've all been chosen and contacted, actually. The big public announcement, with all the details, is happening on April 30th. But we already know ArcBlock snagged the prize in the technology category. Pretty cool, right?
Very cool. Okay, so technology, that's the category. What kind of work are we talking about here? What are the judges looking for specifically?
The technology category is all about, well, it celebrates the development, the innovation, and most importantly, the actual implementation of infrastructure and technology that gives individuals more power over their own personal data. It's about recognizing the tools and systems that are actually making this human-centric vision a reality, not just talking about it.
Got it. So what was it about ArcBlock's work that made it stand out? Why them in such a crowded field?
Well, the award notification itself, it actually gives us a pretty good clue. They said, and I'm quoting here, ArcBlock, Inc.'s nomination stood out among a very high volume of excellent submissions, and this award recognizes your organization's meaningful and demonstrable contributions towards realizing the vision of the MyData Declaration. I think those words, meaningful and demonstrable, they really say a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, meaningful suggests real-world impact, and demonstrable means you can actually point to results, right? So what are these contributions ArcBlock is making? What are they doing that's so special?
Well, ArcBlock's core mission, really from the start, has been to put individuals first in the digital world. And they're doing this in a really interesting way through their decentralized identity solutions. They call them DD solutions for short. And one of their key examples is something called deed spaces.
Decentralized identity, that's a term we hear a lot these days, but I think it's worth breaking down for our listeners. How does this connect to this award?
Think of DV spaces as your own personal, secure digital vault. Kind of like a safety deposit box for all your online information, but instead of the bank holding the keys, you do. And this vault is secured using blockchain technology. So it's really, really secure.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So blockchain, that acts as this kind of, well, this super secure shared record that underpins your digital vault. So you're in control, not some big company.
You got it. That's exactly it. This setup gives you the power to manage all your data securely and even interact seamlessly across different platforms online, all while maintaining your privacy. It's about creating a more level playing field online, a more trustworthy environment where individuals have genuine control over their digital lives. And that's huge.
It sounds like it. So this award, it's not just about some cool new tech, right? It's recognizing a bigger shift in how we think about data ownership.
Absolutely. It's validating ArcBlock's leadership, not just in technological innovation, but also in putting user autonomy and ethical data practices front and center. It's a recognition that they're pushing us towards this more human-centric digital future we've been talking about.
Now, ArcBlock isn't a stranger to MyData Global, are they? Didn't they get some recognition previously?
You have a good memory. Yes. Back in 2023, ArcBlock was recognized as a MyData operator, and that was specifically for their work with those DD spaces we were just talking about.
Okay, so what's the difference then? What separates being a MyData operator from winning this technology award?
The 2023 MyData operator designation, that was all about recognizing their success in actually putting those human-centric data principles into practice. They took those ideas and made them operational, accessible with DD spaces. This year's Technology Award, though, it's specifically honoring the really innovative tech foundation they built to make that happen. It's about the tools and systems themselves, the foundation. It shows their consistent dedication to pushing the boundaries, building on what they've already achieved.
So it's like they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk, building the tools that make it all possible.
Exactly.
Now, you've mentioned this MyData Declaration a few times. What are the big ideas behind it? What are they hoping to change fundamentally?
The MyData Awards, they're directly connected to the vision outlined in the MyData Declaration. It's a call for some pretty big shifts in how we approach data, and it boils down to three main points. First, they want to make digital and data rights, which we all have, more actionable for individuals. It's about giving you practical ways to actually exercise those rights, to have real control. Second, it's about, well, empowering and protecting individuals through their personal data, making sure you have the control and aren't left vulnerable. And third, it's about moving away from those closed, proprietary data systems, the ones that keep you locked in. They want to see a shift towards more open and interoperable ecosystems where data can flow securely, but only with your explicit consent.
Wow, those are some pretty big shifts. They could really change how we interact online. So how do they plan to get there? Are there any specific principles guiding these changes?
There are actually 6 core principles, and they really lay out the groundwork for this whole vision. First up is human-centric control, meaning you get to see and control your own data, how it's used. Simple as that. Second is the idea of the individual as the point of integration. You should be able to get a unified view of all your data from different sources all in one place. Third is empowering individuals, plain and simple. It's about recognizing your autonomy in your digital life. Fourth is portability, making sure you can easily access and reuse your own data across different services. No more being stuck with one provider because you can't move your data. Fifth is transparency and accountability. Organizations need to be open about how they're handling your data. And finally, interoperability. Data needs to be able to flow securely between systems, but only with your consent every step of the way.
Those principles paint a pretty clear picture, don't they? It's a very user-focused vision of the digital world. So where does ArcBlock fit into all of this? How do their DID solutions align with these principles?
It's a very direct alignment, actually. Their DID solutions, they give you, the individual, more human-centric control over your own identity and data. And by putting you in the driver's seat, it really embodies that third principle of empowered individuals, right? And then by creating these secure, standardized ways for you to manage your information, they're actively promoting interoperability, that sixth principle. It makes for smoother, more trustworthy interactions online across all sorts of platforms. So it's really hitting those key principles head on.
So for ArcBlock, getting an award like this, it must come with some real benefits beyond just, the prestige and recognition.
Oh, for sure. For any organization, winning a MyData Award, it's a big validator. It boosts their brand, strengthens their reputation as a leader in ethical data practices. It becomes a valuable asset for their branding, a way to show they're committed to doing things the right way. Plus, winners get to use a special MyData Award 2024 or MyData Award 2025 badge. That carries a lot of weight. It's a sign of real credibility.
And specifically for ArcBlock, a tech company, what kind of doors could this open up for them? What are the real-world advantages?
For ArcBlock, the benefits are pretty substantial, I'd say. It helps them stand out, especially in such a competitive market. It could give them a real edge when they're bidding for contracts, for example. And for investors, it's a good sign. It shows them ArcBlock is on a responsible, innovative path. And internally, it's a big boost for their team. It fosters a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment. But importantly, it also pulls them further into the MyData movement itself. It connects them with a whole network of organizations and individuals who are all on the same page. And that can help them stay ahead of the curve when it comes to new data regulations. They become a key player in shaping the future of the whole data ecosystem.
I think we even have a quote from Matt McKinney at ArcBlock about the award, right?
We do. He said, receiving the award, and I quote, affirms their vision to create a decentralized, user-centric internet, and that it shows their commitment to their users, partners, and the community that values their rights and privacy above all else. it really captures what this recognition means to them.
It does. So looking ahead, what's next for ArcBlock now that they've got this win under their belt? What are they focused on?
Well, first up is the celebration. They'll be at the official MyData Award ceremony in June 2025. But they're not stopping there. They're going to be actively participating in the MyData 2025 conference, another great opportunity for them to connect with others in the field to keep pushing their mission forward.
And for our listeners who want to learn more, dig a little deeper, where can they go? What resources do we have for them?
We've got you covered. You can find all the details about the MyData Awards on their website, MyData Awards. If you want to look back at ArcBlock's 2023 win as a MyData operator, you can find more information on that at https://www.arcblock.io block and r arcblock-did-bases-MyData operator 2023. And to really explore their decentralized identity solutions, you want to check out their DID Spaces page, DID Spaces. We'll have all those links in the show notes for easy access.
Perfect. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's pretty clear that ArcBlock's MyData Award for technology, it's not just a trophy. It's a real validation of the work they're doing to build a digital world where individuals, like you listening, have more control, more privacy, more agency. It's a big deal.
Couldn't agree more. It really shows how much the world is starting to recognize the importance of putting people first when it comes to technology and data.
Yeah.
It's a shift in the right direction, I think.
Absolutely. So for you, the listener, I want to leave you with this. As these technologies like decentralized identity gain more traction, what kind of digital future do you see for yourself? How could having more control over your data change your online experiences, change how you feel about your digital life? It's worth thinking about. And as always, we encourage you to check out those resources we shared, learn more about ArcBlock and the work MyData Global is doing. It's important stuff.
Really is.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time.
See you then.